Yeah, this is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Let's go!
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
On the show today, we caught up with one of our workmates just to chit-chat, but also he has a show at Fringe. His name's Matt Storer.
Yeah, very, very interesting, actually. Mitch Norton from the Wildcats, he joins us too to have a chat about what's going on inside the huddle.
Oh.
Yeah, Sean grabbed an old woman in the pool. You hear about that before the court case goes ahead.
We discussed cramps and how debilitating they can be. Some cracking stories there.
Funny. Well, it makes me nervous, actually.
yeah.
It's bringing us-
Being too polite for your own good can be really terrible. So we're going to speak to a really lovely girl.
Yes.
And
She's
and
a very
you're gonna
polite
find
young
out
lady.
how you really should treat a woman.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean.
We had a good chat yesterday to our good friends Rove McManus and Dave Callan, who were in the studio with us.
And then you might not have heard it, but after 9 o'clock, because Dave and Rove were about to leave, and then Dave told us something. We went, "Oh my god,
So
get back
shocking.
in here and
We were
tell
so shocked.
everybody." So this is the story that Dave Callan had to tell us.
Got out of my house, got on the Red Cat bus, and the driver's like, "Hey, you, do you have a mask?" And I said, "Oh no, sorry, I just live over there, so I'll go back, get my mask, and I'll wait for the next one. No bother, that's the rules." I just forgot, and the guy goes, "Don't worry, mate, I've got one here." And I thought, how neighbourly, how lovely. I open the mask and I look in it, and it's got snot in the mask. I'm like, and my relief at being on time for my appointment disappeared because
Okay,
I'm like,
so what a dilemma.
yeah,
So you could wait for the next bus and go and get your own
and
mask.
be late.
and be late.
Or
Yeah.
you could be on time, take the bus that you're already on, and
Yeah.
use the mask that's been given
So,
to you that has
you're late,
snot
you're
on the
late.
inside.
So everybody,
Choose
drum
late.
roll, please.
Yeah.
What
you
did
do?
Dave Callan do?
What would you do at home? I put the mask on my face.
That's the wrong answer.
We were showing the mask because Dave
'Cause
goes,
he
"Wait
still
there,
has it."
I've got it."
Nobody
with
believes me.
Harry, who's standing here with me pressing the button. Harry, you have not seen the mask yet.
Look at
Dave,
this, Harry.
please, would you like to unveil the mask to
You
Harry?
think he's exaggerating about the snot?
A big glunk of yellow snot.
Yeah.
But and aren't these
Stop
things?
carrying that around.
Masks are
Why are you
designed.
putting it back in your pocket?
I don't know.
Why needs to show?
I don't know. The masks are designed to keep people's germs away from you.
Yeah, that's right.
I was
Not
gonna.
smear them on you.
Yeah, and someone said, "Why didn't you put it inside out?" I'm like, "Because people would think it was my snot."
Yeah, that's right.
Like, look at old mate snotty nose.
That's one way to
so
make
much-
sure people don't sit near you.
Yeah, that's true. That would have been good. So and then I got on. I realized I put my hand in my back pocket and I realized I had my own mask after all. But then get this. I'm such a polite person. I didn't take it off until he was out of my eyesight because I didn't want to offend him.
Yeah, I was thinking
How
the
long
offender
was the
thing.
mask on? How long was snot on your face? Another person's snot.
He got in the first carriage of the train, and I had to walk all the way down to the back of the train before I took the mask off. And the Red Cat was about 5 minutes, so that was about 8 minutes all up.
So there would be another decision there as well. It's like, where do I position the snot in the mask? Do I put it on my beard or do I put it back into my nose? Where did you go
Yeah.
That's a very good question.
I went snot on nose. I went nose on nose.
Sorry if you're having your breakfast right now. It's just so fundamentally wrong.
It's so funny.
Ready to hit the road this summer? It's time to What If It.
Visit whatif.com to plan and book your accommodation, flights, activities, even car hire.
Plus, select hotels are fully refundable. Booking cancellation windows apply. What if it's Aussie for travel? Check government advisories before booking and travelling.
Heart went ugh when Dave Callan told us the story of putting on a stranger offered him a mask on public transport because he can't travel without it.
Yep.
And when he went to use it, he realised there was snot on the inside.
That's horrendous.
And even though he then realised he had his own mask in his back pocket,
Yep.
he didn't want to offend this stranger, so he wore that mask with the snot in it
Yep.
until he walked right down to the far end of the train to get away from that
About
fellow.
8 minutes later on, just down here on the corner of Hay Street and Rockaby Road, I'd put up the lights at one stage and I saw a woman walking on the road behind me, and then suddenly she disappeared out of sight. And then because I turned around to see where she was, and the next minute I heard my car door open and she hopped in. And then she just turned to me and said, I need to go to the doctor's. It's down the end of this street. And I went, oh, okay.
Probably take that Uber sign out of your window, Nathan.
And then I was like, oh, okay, no worries. So I ended up driving her, and then on the way, she made me stop at a shop and run over and buy her a Coke.
But you did sting her $100.
Was she going to the doctor because she was about to slip into a diabetic coma and the Coke was going to save her life?
No, look, she was an interesting personality.
She was just
that
thirsty.
story.
Yeah.
too
So then
polite.
I jumped out, bought her a can of Coke, and then got back in the car and then dropped her off to her
Gave her a
appointment.
kidney and you're out of here. Jordan's in Stirling. Hello.
How you going, guys?
Hey, good,
Jordan.
Jordan.
It can be a curse when you're a polite person. What happened?
Yes, I was doing work at an elderly lady's house, and I was pouring out sweat, so she's offered me a bottle of water, and I said, yeah, all right, and when I got the bottle of water, I opened up the lid, and there was lipstick on the bottle.
So what'd you do?
So what'd you do, George?
He drank it.
I just put the lid back on, and I said, oh, that's great, I just got to go grab some tools, and as I walked around the corner, I just tipped it out and walked back, I said, oh, that was awesome, thanks for that, and just handed her back the bottle.
Oh,
that's
Jordan, well
nice.
played, mate.
That's nice.
Because if you drank out of it, it would have been like making out with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, that one.
And you don't want to cringe in front of her as well.
No, that's right.
You know,
You're
wanna-
a polite young man, Jordan.
Yeah.
Don't want to break her heart.
You don't want to break her
No.
heart,
No,
Jordan.
he's
Anyway,
good
Jordan
looking, dude.
slept with her that night. It's great.
How'd she go, Jordan? Not bad?
Stop it. Bev's in Alfred Cross. Hi, Bev.
Good morning. How are you?
Good,
Good,
Bevy.
Bev. Now, when have you been too polite for your own good?
Look, it was actually a very close friend of mine, and it happened at church. So he's a Eucharistic minister, and which means he's for the non-Catholics, the person that stands up the front and gives out the wine or what
The
other
bread?
people
Yeah, the
think is
communion
the
wafer.
Body of
Oh,
Christ.
and the
Body of
Jats
Christ, amen.
cracker.
Yeah.
All right, yes.
That's right. And so he was giving out wine on this occasion and got to kind of towards the end. And then once everyone's finished, they go back up onto the sanctuary and they have to consume the balance of what is in the chalice.
Yeah, they do. And then they clean it with the white cloth.
Yeah, right.
Wait there, what?
So they drink the leftovers that everyone's been sculling.
They drink
it's not very COVID safe now that you think about it.
The communal dregs.
I'll make it very clear, this was not during COVID.
Okay, yep.
However, when he's glanced down into the chalice, there was what one can only call a little bit of sputum.
One can also call it a loogie. Yes, keep going.
Yes, I was going to say a lurgy, yes, a good old-fashioned lurgy, and said poor Eucharistic minister didn't realise that there's a little side clause that says if that's the case, there is a special place where you can dispose of it. However, being the beautiful Eucharistic minister that he was, he swallowed it.
Oh, Bev. Oh.
Jesus would have been proud.
Yeah,
Very,
absolutely.
very proud, absolutely. And when he told us, and we told him, actually, there's another way of disposing, this poor guy nearly died.
Maybe that, you know what, maybe it was a test from
Yes,
you know,
from
from
God.
above. Maybe that was the true body of Christ.
That's right.
Was the loogie that he had to swallow. Because that shows how much he was there for his people.
That's right.
Also, Bev, you've got fancy friends.
Oh,
Just
Bev.
saying. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think
Very
we're one of
nice.
the poshest people we've ever had on the show.
Please ring us again.
That's right. Thrown us a little bit.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
It's not his best, let's be honest.
So politeness isn't a problem for Sean, obviously.
Oh, no,
No
it'd be
one's
a
ever
different
accused you of
story
that.
if the weekend was on the phone.
I'll be like, oh, that's so great.
That was the best song ever.
God, some
Sounds
of the
like
bull crap
Nathan
we've
once
said.
he's seen someone's movie.
Oh, the movie.
And if the movie sucks.
The movie.
That's like, yeah, I'm not going to say anything. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. I loved you
Oh,
in this
that movie
movie.
was amazing. And inside, I'm just kicking myself. Like, shut your mouth, you're a liar.
Alicia is in Ellenbrook. Hi, Alicia.
Hello.
Oh,
Alicia.
When has being polite been a problem for you, Alicia?
Well, I mean, it was about 2 decades ago when I was much younger and better looking.
Okay, sure.
When did you hit your peak, do you think, Alicia?
Oh, look, yeah, 21 for sure.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was all downhill from there. Anyway, so I'd been dating this girl, and we'd been dating each other for about a month, and we'd saved up to go for a weekend down at Threadbow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Down over in Canberra. So I'd go have a nice weekend away in the snow. And we'd been there for about an hour, you know, tobogganing, having a great time, you know, kissing. And so she ran over my finger with the toboggan.
Yeah.
And holy
moly. I don't think I've ever felt quite pain like this.
Yeah.
And she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine.
Kissy.
And she's trying to hold my hand. I'm flinching away. And then she starts to get mad at me. She's like, why won't you hold my hand? I'm like, oh, fine. I've got these gloves on. They're really bulky. And then by the end of the day, I was, in so much pain I had to get rolling drunk because I couldn't tell her that she'd run over my finger with the bog. And I didn't, because she had some weight issues, I didn't want that to be a thing. No. And so I got absolutely wrecked. And then she got really mad at me because I didn't want to hold her hand or be intimate because my hand was so busted. And then so the next day I woke up and she was gone. She's like, this is not working.
She left you in Thredbo?
She left me in Thredbo. We got the bus because I'm just okay. I mean, I wasn't much of a catch.
Yeah.
But by the time I got back to Newcastle, I had to have surgery to put my finger back together.
Oh, Alicia. So, Alicia, getting back to the initial when she's run over your finger, did you react in a way that she might have thought, did she check with you?
I reacted. I had a pain response.
Yes.
I was just like, and I don't know, it's me trying to be a bit tough and a bit of an idiot like that.
Yeah,
but, I'm like, I'm fine. My finger could have been falling off and I still would have said I'm fine, No big deal, and she wanted to do all the romantic things like build a snowman. Meanwhile, I've had some others. I broke my neck a few years ago and this finger hurt more. I couldn't tell her that she'd just run over me in a toboggan and smash my finger in three places.
You were so lovely that you didn't want to bring up weight issues. You didn't want to, it was just...
Didn't want to ruin the fun. And the fun was ruined.
Lovely. And then she left you on a bus.
You're a great person, Alicia. Thank you. Brooks and Hillary's, hello.
Hi there.
Hi, Brooke.
We are talking about when politeness can be your undoing. What happened?
So before I start, I have to tell Nathan that I apologise because recently I went to Coles in Inglewood and I saw him there and I was standing buying bread and I looked at him like, that's Nathan. And just out of nowhere I said, yes, Nathan. And he looked at me and I went into the hug and bless you, Nathan, you started hugging me back. Then you pulled away and you're looking at me like, how do I know you? And I'm like, sorry, I don't know you. I just saw you and I really wanted to say hi. And you gave me a nice little pat on the back and sent me on my way. But it was lovely that you hugged me back.
Isn't it a situation where you go, this must be someone I've known all my life? Of course.
Well, sometimes you don't know
It was a bad day and the way I said it was like, we had known each other forever. It was like, yes, Nathan!
And so that was an example of Nathan being polite. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Oh,
and now he's got COVID. Anyway.
And that's when Brooke took my wallet. So, Brooke.
Wasn't much in there.
I remember seeing you, Brooke, at the shops, and you seem like a lovely person. So, I, of course, straight away would think that you're polite. Is that right?
Exactly. Say hello to everyone, even if I don't know them.
Yeah. What
so
about...
the real polite person, though, is my lovely husband. You can't say no to anyone. Recently, we were, actually about 2 years ago, we moved into a new neighbourhood. And there was a little old lady who lived across the road. And a few days in, she wandered over and she said to my husband, hello. She starts telling him she's bought a new washing machine. She said, but I just can't pick it up. Do you think you can get your trailer and go and pick it up for me, love? And so, bless him, he was renovating a house. He was really busy, but he got his trailer, went and grabbed it for her. And then next week, she toddles over again. Hello, I just want my son-in-law's door's broken. Do you think you can pop round to his house to fix his door? So my husband, being my husband, said, yep, no problem. Went over there. And this started happening once a week.
This is how Sean's neighbours feel.
As soon as she sees him get home from work, she's straight out the door. He fixed her toilet, her toilet seat. She's put up a gazebo for her.
A gazebo?
He's too handy and polite for his own good.
Yes, what else has he done?
The clincher, and Sean would absolutely have hated this, is last year during the AFL Grand Final. He's got all his spread out. He's watching the Grand Final, really getting into it, half-time. He sees her toddling across the road and he just starts to cringe. We're trying to keep it really down low, and the kids open the door. Hi, Betty. Is Dad there? Yep, out he came. And she said to him, look, my door's broken. I need you to come across and fix the lock. No. And he said, no problem, Betty, but I'm watching the footy, so I have to do it at the end. And she said, Oh, well, you know what? I actually need it done right now because I'm fearing for my safety.
Oh.
And bless him, he spent the whole last quarter at her house fixing her lock.
Oh, Betty.
No.
What did Betty do before you guys moved in?
I don't know, but we've spoken to
That's
our
why.
neighbours
That's
and
why
they're
the
like,
person
"It's
moved out,
like-"
Natalie. That's why their house is available.
Did you get it for a good price, Brooke?
Nathan, Nat, and Sean.
After work yesterday, we had a couple of interviews, and after we did that, I decided to go to Claremont Pools. I need to get fit and do some stuff for
Because you're
swimming coming
doing
up.
2 Roto swims.
Doing 2 Roto swims in groups.
There and
in
back,
the next
is it?
Yeah.
That's why
On the
they
way
should
back,
do
I'm
it.
just catching the ferry, though. Is that count? Anyway, so I jumped in. Claremont Pools is going off at the moment, so all the school kids are there at the moment doing like vac swims and vacation swims, and there's massive groups of people, but there's normally a couple of lanes you can do your swimming in. So I jumped in this lane. There was only one other person, and then minutes in, there was another person in that lane, and I could get around them both, and everything was going okay.
Because you're so fast.
No, I'm certainly not moving that quick, but they were certainly a bit slower than me. But anyway, all of a sudden the lane started filling up a bit too much, and I just had my head down and I was trying to power through, and I got to a point where I've hit someone with my arm. In fact, I felt like my arm went probably up a leg around the bum region.
Okay. Sorry, everybody. What's happening right now is the disclaimer of Sean's sexual assault case.
Yes.
So this person stops and turns around because we got, we're almost in that shallow endy part.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Excuse me, what happened there?" And it was a lady who was probably close to 100.
Yes.
And I said,
Sean,
sorry.
Hey, Sean, whatever floats your boat.
I said, sorry. And she goes, "What happened there?" And I said, I just ran up the backside of you, basically. And she goes, "Do you think you might be able to not do that next time?" And I went, "Yeah, sure."
You got told off by a slow old swimming lady.
Was she like really like excess skin? Really that old lady? Like
yes, yes,
so
definitely.
When she like hit the water, her skin just floated out like a stingray.
Yeah. You know the one. It was really.
Can I tell you? I cannot remember the last time I have been in a pool.
What, at all? Like even someone's backyard swimming pool?
Yeah. I cannot remember the last one. And
it doesn't surprise me. I know that's not you.
Over the Christmas break, over the New Year's break, Johnny and Vanessa, they stayed at Crown. As well, a lot of people
did. Yeah.
And every day they were saying to me, "Nathan, come down. We're all hanging out by the pool." And I just said to them, "I don't do that." And they went, "They're going for a swim." I said, "I don't go for a swim." They said, "Well, then just come down and lie by the pool." And I went, "I don't do that." And then, "What do you mean?" I said, "Have they seen your skin?" I said, "I'm not lying by the pool." And I said, "You'll all be out frolicking in there, and I'll be in the cabana with a bloody caftan on."
One of the girls from Sex in the City. So what is it about? That doesn't surprise me. I know, but so we're really hot, right? It's super hot at the moment, and there's a pool there. Why?
Yeah. I don't know. I honestly, I've never really enjoyed a pool, and I think it stems back from what my brother Graydon used to do to me. Remember when I was younger?
Drown you.
Yeah, so he would take me to the Olympic pool in Kalgoorlie with his friends. So Mum would say, "Oh, you're going to the pool today with your brother?" And then I'd be like, "No." And Mum didn't know where this no was coming from because it's the pool.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, I used to love going into the pool. And then, but she didn't realise my brother would take me to the pool, and then him and his friends would take me to the deep end. And they would push me in, and then they would wait for me to go under where I was drowning, and then just when I thought I was about to die, they would dive in, they would take me to the surface, pull me out there, I'm coughing, then they'd wait for me to recover, then they'd do it again.
Yeah, but that's how they got their bronze medallion.
So my experiences of a pool is repeatedly drowning.
You're a big boy now, you can stand up.
I know, but I wonder if that's part of the...
Yeah, no doubt.
I wonder if there's a psychological trauma to that.
Maybe you need to start by just sitting on the edge and dangling your legs in the pool. Baby steps.
And also, when we were all younger in Kalgoorlie, even though it was Kalgoorlie, if someone screamed shark, we'd swim for our lives. Even though there was no way for a shark to be there.
I do appreciate that.
And I never trusted the creepy crawly either.
Can be dangerous. Were
all kids frightened of the creepy crawly?
Yeah, early days, absolutely.
Yeah, so what do you want?
But not now? Because you're a big boy?
No, because you got these other ones that aren't. They haven't got the big pipes.
What are you talking about?
They're just roboty things.
Sean's in public pools groping old women. He's the creepy crawly.
You're listening to Nathan, Nat and Sean.
welcome to the studio, local comedian and fellow workmate of ours here at Nova, Matt Storer, who has a fringe show happening called Hot Nonsense.
Yeah, that's the one. Thank you. It doesn't get more local than me. I came from down the hall.
That's true. Tell everyone what you do here at Nova.
I'm a creative writer, so if you hear a particularly good, you know,
just write some
just
stories
the good ones.
for us.
Only the good ones.
Yeah, only the good ones.
The other ones are madness.
I won't name the other, you know, people I work with.
Nathan did.
Yeah.
The crap one's a mango. So just there
And
you
Gary.
go.
So you write ads.
Yeah. I write ads and fringe shows on the
Yes.
side. It's just a 60-minute ad. That's my fringe show. It's just really long.
Hey, Matt, what's Hot Nonsense about?
So Hot Nonsense is a musical comedy show. I've always done a bit of musical comedy. I've been mostly stand-up, but this is the first time I've done a show that's 100% musical comedy.
Yep.
And it's basically a collection of all the songs that I wrote in the 2020 lockdown when I became obsessed with writing songs.
Okay.
So there's a whole bunch of them, and I present them to the audience, and the audience has full control. They get to choose the order of the songs.
Right.
And they also have to, help out with some of the songs as well. I won't give too much away.
Right.
I too have written a song once. Back in primary school called Unicorn. It was a huge hit. We've had celebrities sing it and everything.
Yeah.
Jess Malboy.
Unicorn.
Use your horn.
Oh, wow. In primary school.
Yeah. Unicorn.
Sing it, Nathan. No, just sing it.
Unicorn. Use your horn. Come and bring love back to me. And so on. You'll have to buy the album to
And
hear
so
the rest.
on. No, that was it.
So on.
There actually wasn't any more.
But
That's catchy.
I, like you,
Can
know
I do
how
that?
to write.
You can steal that.
I can do that in the show?
Copyright. Go for it.
Okay, fantastic. I'll get the
There you
lyrics off you.
Matt, have you got a couple of names of songs that you might be able to run past us where you might get a hint of what they might be?
Yeah, so what happens?
Oh, what do you mean what happens?
Well, give us the jizz. Don't. The gist.
It's not that kind of show.
The gist.
Nathan,
what would you do without
quick
it?
question, Nathan. What's on your mind?
My goodness.
A T at the end of that.
Yeah, there's jazz.
Okay. So, what happens with the songs? Go.
They're basically they're put up on a board in 5 categories and 3 levels of quality. And
Yeah.
3 levels of quality.
I love that you've assessed the quality of your own songs.
Yeah. So there's the bad, so the worst ones are on the left, but they can choose to listen to those, and then the middle are the par ones, and then the really good ones are on one side. So they can go, I want a love song that's really bad, and then that's what I give them.
I like that.
Yeah. So it's full transparency. You know, I don't say the bad songs are good.
Yeah.
But I do say the good songs are good. Yeah.
How's your singing?
Oh, it's decent.
I've been told that you're actually a decent singer.
It's all right. I mean, this early in the morning,
don't go making excuses.
I'm already laying the groundwork, and I've got to warm up.
Did you do musical theatre and stuff at school?
Nah, not really. I actually played the drums at school, which isn't, you can't really do that in comedy. I tried. But you can't
putting one of the sticks up his bum.
Yeah.
And it did look funny, but it was just very awkward to watch.
Apart from punctuating my own punchlines, there's not a lot to do there. But I do all right.
And you were saying before off air that you're working just about every single night, Matt.
Yeah, you've got quite the season at Fringe World.
It is crazy. My Hot Nonsense, there's 10 of them, but overall, just spots here and there all over the town. Finish one thing. I have a very shameful, but during this heat wave, I do have a sweat towel for the first time. It's a bit gross.
Well,
I get off and I have to dry my hair. Otherwise, I go into the next show and I look like Smeagol because I have really thin hair and I sweat from the head.
That's a great stationery shop.
So you would have done a show last night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a Hot Nonsense and then I went over the road and did another little lineup show. It was fun.
So what time did you finish last night?
10 o'clock.
And then you're at work all day.
Yeah.
You finish here at what time?
5.
And then
officially?
And then officially. Unless I'm working from home. And then I'm at the Pleasure Garden, getting ready.
Firstly, before we get to you to do a little bit of your show, how is it up at sales lately? Because since the pandemic, that has been just
a wasteland. Lots of people working from home.
Everyone's well, as you said, working from home.
Yes. Not working from home. working from home.
Yeah,
How's it been up that end?
It's been pretty wild. You never know, especially since last festival, just before I did my first season of Hot Nonsense, I was about to debut it, and it all just disappeared. Take it away. And this one is now we have to perform to masks, which is you don't realise how much you need to see your audience faces until they're gone. Like I used to have to imagine the audience was naked to not be nervous, and now I have to imagine they're having a good time, which is really hard to do. And it makes the crowd work hard as well because you're like, oh, what do you do? And they're like,
It would sort of be for performing like that because Dave Callan and Rove were saying the same thing. They've found out while they've been doing their stand-up. The face masks, so we have to wear face masks, but those face shields?
Yes.
If you were to wear that...
So that you could still...
you
could still see our reactions.
Would that officially be covered
as... I don't know.
I would think so.
If that qualifies as a mask or not.
That would be a great thing for fringe performance.
Yeah, I agree.
Face shield.
It would set the tone. I don't know if that would be more hot and stuffy than a mask in 40 degrees. Yeah, true. It is about me. Yeah, sorry, I forgot.
It is so funny, though, when people are wearing masks and, even us in here in the studio, people are saying, I am smiling behind here. You don't know. That's always good for a
Harry's got a
comedy
mask on.
show.
He hasn't smiled all morning. That's okay.
Falling asleep.
Sometimes you can see it in the eyes, but some people have weird smiling eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know if, it just looks a bit more like they're glaring at you. But, yeah.
Can we have a little bit of a sample of what happens in your show, please?
You're going to give us a
you want a
taste?
song?
Yeah, can we?
Please.
I think within the entire show, there's 16 songs, but there is one that is both short and clean enough for breakfast radio.
Perfect. Let's have that one.
Yeah. I'll give it to you right now.
Okay,
here we go. Hit it. Hey, there's a brand new diet. You should try it today. Simply turn to your girlfriend, ask if she's hungry, and she'll say nay, and then she'll eat half your chips anyway. I said, oh, I've lost my mind, but also 10 kilos. Thanks to my lady's lack of self-control and inability to know that she'd like my fries in her pie hole. It's a broad forced form of portion control. So if you're keen to be lean by week's end, don't hit the weights, just date my girlfriend.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you got a really good voice.
Oh, thank you.
Belting
true.
Does nothing fill you with more rage, Sean?
All the time. And one of the things that my wife does, she grabs a drink off me.
Oh.
And I go, what are you doing? She goes, I can't drink a full one by myself, so I just have some of yours. Well, but I want a full one.
Sometimes they use the loophole where they'll ask you if they can do it while they're doing
grabbing it.
They'll grab a chip and go, can I have a chip?
Yeah.
And it's like, well,
I think you find
chip
it was
has
in the
sailed.
vows, Sean. You just weren't listening.
I certainly wasn't listening.
That chip has sailed.
Nathan, Nat and Sean in podcast form.
Oh my God. So I saw some of the Open and this was the best. Slovakian world number 74, Alex Molcan, right? Was moments away from clinching a grueling first round win against Russian opponent Roman Safiullin. Anyway,
I don't know
no one
him.
knows these people. When he was suddenly hit with agonising cramps in both of his legs. Both of his legs. He was like, imagine riding a horse for 2 months. Non-stop. And then getting off the horse and how that person would walk. This is how this guy was navigating, right? He was leading 5-1 in a fourth set tiebreak and just 2 points away from progressing to the second
So he was
round.
so close to the end.
He won.
It's unbelievable.
And when you should check this out online. You should see these guys' leg scrapes. They're actually, it makes you picture yourself laughing.
Because it's both legs at
He
once.
collapsed at the end of the game and then couldn't get up. So the guy that lost to him, Alex,
how's he feeling?
Roman, he ends up going and picking him up, because it was actually that bad. It was. You've seen the leg cramps.
Yeah. It's great. It's so funny. It's so funny.
The things about cramps are we can never prepare for when they're coming. They're just suddenly cramps are ninjas. They're the ninjas of the body. They're the ninjas of pain. I got one when I was driving once, and my foot went cramped. The toes wanted to touch my heel, and I had to pull my car over. That was traumatic. You would cramp
all the time, and it used to happen to me every start of a football season for weeks and weeks. But just the other day, I was actually speaking to my mate on the East Coast, and he was telling me about how he gets these mad quad cramps, and it stuffed him up all day long. And I went, funny that you should mention that, because only a few days earlier, I was out surfing down south, and I went to jump up on my surfboard and got the world's worst cramp.
Where?
And it tore I felt like I tore my calf.
So it's in your calf.
It went bang in my calf, and when one leg went up and it went left, and then I got cramp. My other leg, my right leg, went out to the right-hand side, and then I thought I tore my groin. So I paddled back out, right, and Drew Banfield is out there, old West Coast player, and we become friends over the journey with our kids. And I go, mate, is it a sign of your age when you get a bad cramp where you think you've torn your calf, and then you do your groin at the same time? You do your groin because
you thought you had a cramp.
Yeah, mate, you're a bit old for this stuff.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Sean.
We are talking cramps, and over the break I saw a story in the news about a fellow who was climbing in the Stirling Ranges, and he got debilitating cramps and had to be rescued.
Oh, how embarrassing.
I know.
Really?
I know, and it was a big unit, and it took them literal hours to carry him down. So, 8 to 10 hours, because he had to be stretched. I'm like,
so he
in
was
that time, could he
cramping.
not have recovered from the cramps?
Yeah, could he had 8 to 10 hours to stretch it out, didn't he?
Could
Cramps last that long?
I don't know. The effect of it meant that he was unable to walk and required a full rescue.
Right. We are calling
the embarrassing
cramps the ninja pain of the body. Ian's in Two Rocks. Hey, Ian.
Hi.
Hey, Ian.
All right, so cramps, Ian. Talk to us.
Hey, guys. I've had quite a few over the years, but the worst ones I had was I was surfing. I got off the board. It was at the end of the day. I'd had a big surf, and I was walking back in, and both my hamstrings went.
Yeah.
It was agonising.
Yeah.
I just remember grabbing onto them, and I felt like I was screaming. I don't know if that was actually happening but at the time, but my mate yelled out, "Ian, you're bored," and I turned around, and the next wave brought the board straight onto my face, and I ended up with a blood nose. It's the only blood nose I've ever had in my life, and it's bent the septum, and I've got some other stuff going on up there that makes it very hard to breathe, and I've never been able to have it fixed.
Okay, so Ian,
smash your face in.
The cramps were so painful, right? Then the board hit you in the face. What one in the world of pain?
Snapped me out of the cramp.
That got you out of the cramp.
That's all it
board
takes.
to the face.
That's how we fix them. Footy trainers, get on board. Thanks, Ian. And Jeff's in Forest Field. Hi, Jeff.
Morning, how are you?
Hey, good, Jeff.
Talk to us about cramps, Jeff.
I was back a fair few years ago, back when Elizabeth Quay was getting done up. We were down there paving, and it was just before Christmas, and it was probably about 40-odd degree day. You had to have all your bloody longs on as usual.
Yes.
Didn't drink enough water. I think I just loved my chocolate too much. I was smashing chocolate down all day.
Well, it's liquid, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
And chocolate milk and rock melon all day. I got home that night.
Milk and rock melon.
And my missus was going, "What's the matter with you?" And I was going, I'm just all stiff. I'm a bit sore from paving. She's going, and I laying down. Every time I moved, I just cramped up, and my hands just locked up like rigor mortis. So I ended up in hospital. They put a bloody drip in me and everything to get me
You had to go to the hospital for cramps.
Yeah, doctor reckons I killed myself, the idiot.
Oh, really? Because you're so dehydrated, Ian. You're that...
Well, it's a deadly combo, Sean. It's the heat, rock melon and chocolate milk.
Yeah.
They said it couldn't be done.
Be careful out there today if that's what you're planning to eat and drink all day.
Of death, they call it, Sean.
Jeff, that's extraordinary.
So how long did it take for you to get sorted out?
I was in there for about 2 or 3 hours, just pumped a heap of fluids into me, and then, it's all good again.
Saline drip, off you go.
Yeah.
I'd swap the rock melon out for watermelon, maybe.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
That'll save the dehydration.
And perhaps the chocolate milk out for, water.
Oh, no, now you're being crazy.
Thanks, Jeff. Emily, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, Emily.
Have you been stricken with cramps?
Yes, oh my God, all the time.
Okay, talk us through it. What happened?
There was one time I was in the pool with my friend, and you know those rings that you put around your waist?
Yes.
Yeah. I put one of those on that was way too small, and I was trying to get out of it, and my calves both went into cramp.
Yes.
I was flopping around. I was trying to drown, and it was just not stopping. And my friend was in the pool, and she grabbed my legs, trying to push my foot to the roof to stretch them out. And eventually they stopped, and I got to step, and I was trying to get out of this ring, and they just kept cramping. They just started up again.
So are you still wearing that ring now?
I'm still wearing the ring that's stuck around my waist.
Emily, did you consider, I don't know, letting the air out of it?
I didn't think of that.
Both calves are
you're in
cramping.
Yeah.
Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
All right, time to catch up with our Wildcat Mitch Norton. Of course, we've been following all the information online and in the news circles. The Wildcats were down and out for a while with a lot of players having COVID.
Riddled
13,
with it.
in fact.
Unbelievable.
13. They played a game in Adelaide just a couple of nights ago. It didn't quite work out for them. But anyway, we get to speak to our legend that is Mitch Norton. G'day, Mitch.
G'day, guys. How are we?
Great, Mitch. It's amazing to hear something like, the Wildcats, having so many players down with COVID, because us three, we still have not even had a COVID test.
No.
We've never had that cotton wool bud shoved into our nose. Unbelievable. What's it like when it's surrounding you everywhere? What's that like?
It's a little nerve-wracking. I was one of the 2 guys that didn't get it.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it because the other players won't come anywhere near you?
Congratulations.
I think so, yeah, something like that. Maybe I smell, I'm not exactly sure.
How did you dodge it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea. I know, I did have a booster shot before I left.
Yep.
So I don't know if that saved me or not, but to be honest, we're around each other, living in each other's back pockets, sweating on each other at training and everything. There was only 2 guys that managed to escape it. A number of staff as well kind of were double vaxxed, and they managed to kind of stay clear of it. So it's a bit of a mystery.
It's a miracle. I think it's you out of us 3 wouldn't get it. You know why? Because you don't get mosquito bites, nothing.
And also, unless COVID's going to knock on my door, walk in and turn Netflix off, it's not going to come to me.
Unless your lounge room turns into a super spreader event.
Wouldn't that be funny? I'd love to see that on the news.
Let's quickly now, right? Who, and Mitch, you're included with this, right? Who out of us 3 is going to get COVID first? 1, 2, 3. Sean.
Well,
Sean.
I mean, I just think because it's airborne,
I
right? The number of particles going into your nose is higher.
It could literally drive a minibus up your nose full of its COVID friends.
I was going to say only one part of my nose works correctly, but it's still bigger than...
I do think it's going to be...
I
do think that you are going to get COVID first.
Probably.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah, and then it'll be Natalie second and me third.
I don't think you'll get it. I think you'll be like Mitch. You'll have that superpower.
Mitch, what if we these people that the government takes away to test because we have this thing in us that means that we are the antigen to I've seen these movies.
Yeah. We're going to have to take all the blood out of you.
And then Mitch, every country in the world is trying to take us because we're the answer.
Yeah. I swear I've had a dream about this, Nathan.
Yeah. No, you watched E.T.
I've had a dream about it.
Hey, Mitch, do you feel like you've missed out, by the way?
Yeah, a little bit. I kind of do.
Wow, isn't that ridiculous that FOMO can even reach out to COVID?
I'm really bad with FOMO, so
Yeah.
Because if I'm to get it now, there's more than a good chance I'll miss a couple of games.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously the other guys didn't miss any games because we can't play with just 2 guys.
Yeah.
So a little part of me is like that, but at the same time, seeing what some of them went through, I'm kind of kind of don't really want that either.
Yeah.
Everyone's telling everyone to go, to when you're eligible to go and get the booster. I'm not eligible until the 12th of February, but I'm booked in, ready to go.
Yeah.
Sean, you just got yours.
No, I was eligible. I didn't go yesterday because I couldn't. I didn't get an appointment.
Okay, so you're So
I've had mine, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Did you go Pfizer, Moderna?
No,
or
I
you
went
kept all
Pfizer.
Because I've been told to get Moderna for the booster. What are you doing? Pfizer. You get Pfizer. What did you get? Pfizer, or did you get Pfizer, Moderna? What did you get? Mitch.
Triple Pfizer, yeah.
Triple Pfizer.
Yeah.
High fives, they call it.
Hey, Mitch, while we got you, tell us how it affected some of the guys. Because some people walk through it, right?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Barely a
Some
symptom.
people are sick.
Yeah.
So how did it go at the Wildcats?
Yeah, some people just had a bit of a sore throat for a day and then they were fine. Others had body aches for kind of a number of days. with some heavy sweats and things like that. And living in a little apartment, it's kind of hard to rotate your sheets. So I think a couple of guys had some sweaty sheets for a couple of nights. But,
were there any really horror stories? Because we were reading an article the other day about this chick's boyfriend who went through it, and he didn't have the energy to sit up to eat. She had to spoon feed him while he was lying down. Was there anyone that was that bad?
If there was, they didn't come out and tell anyone.
Yeah. But that's how you feed Jesse Wagstaff anyway, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, he was kind of in his element. He didn't really want to shower, and he was
dirty hippie.
So he was loving life.
Well, that's a very interesting time. Hopefully the NBL can get back on track and you can dodge it going forward. We watched you play Adelaide just the other night. And,
wasn't great.
It wasn't great. The start was poor, all that kind of stuff. I was interested to hear a stat that Bryce Cotton, in all the games that he's played in Adelaide, has only played in 2 winning games there. I think
that's amazing, isn't it?
He's been like 7 losses in Adelaide out of 9 games.
That's quite amazing.
We need to leave him out.
Oh, you think he's the problem?
Oh, it has to be. I can't see any other parallels that I can...
I'll tell you what, I think you might be on your own there.
Just try putting that one to Scott Morrison, the good Scott Morrison, obviously.
Yeah. Good luck with that one.
Yeah. Did Bryce get COVID? Was he one of the COVIDies?
I'm not allowed to say.
Yes.
Well, it wasn't Mitch, and it was almost everyone else. So I'm thinking we can say
I
yes.
don't think it... who else was it? Todd Blanchfield, I think he missed it too.
Blink twice if that's true.
Well, Mitch can't confirm nor deny that.
Yeah. Yep, who knows?
But apparently he's allowed to play at the Australian Open. So that is good news. So Illawarra is the team you're playing on Saturday, mate. Looking forward to that one, getting back hopefully on the winners list. They're a pretty good team as well.
Yeah, they're rolling at the moment. They're super talented, and obviously we had a pretty good clash with them in the semi-finals last year, so a good bit of history between us, and like you said, it's going to be handy to get back in that winners column, and really it's all about focusing on us. We've kind of let ourselves down the last couple of games with our starts and things like that, so that's something we're going to have to address and move forward, and hopefully look forward to getting back in that winners column.
Everybody, he is the kryptonite to COVID.
Yeah, that's right.
Our Wildcat, Mitch Norton.
Great work.
See you, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Bye, Mitch.
Bye.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.